What it is, folks, it's your homeboy First, back again with another episode of the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on something. Glad to be here with y'all for episode 219 of Put It On Something. Got another good show for y'all today. All right. Along with this segment here, I also plan to react to all the fights during this rivalry week. You know what I'm talking about? It's been festive. It's been crazy. So we're going to talk about that. Make sure you check that out. Y'all going to see me join the KC 1400 Collective for all my Jack State people. Make sure you watch that and make sure you follow suit. You feel me? All right. I'm going to ask y'all who y'all got for the Heisman between Travis Hunter and Ashton Genty. I'm conflicted myself, and I will talk myself through it right in front of y'all, okay? When it comes to this real shit, I'm going to talk about how Trump's policies will hurt Mississippi businesses. Make sure you check that out. All right, when it comes to realist history, you got your quiz today. I hope you watched the other segments. I hope you're ready to answer the questions, okay? And if you haven't checked out realist history, make sure you are watching those segments. Okay, I told you the goal of my company is to entertain, educate, and inspire. Okay, so make sure you're being educated and inspired by some of the realist history. You understand? All right. For listening session, we will be listening to Silent Night. All right, because it is the Christmas season and we want to have a good time. Okay. And lastly, I will be giving a shout out to Alabama A&M. You feel me? So make sure you check out all segments of Put It On Something. But let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. I see that they're moving the goalposts. Once again. They're moving the goalposts. First, it was, y'all ain't going to be shit without Deion Sanders. That was the first thing that motherfucker said. Y'all ain't going to be shit. Y'all going to go back to being this with all that motherfuckers. Okay. Okay. Then, once we start kicking ass this year, it was y'all are only winning because y'all are cheating. Y'all got to access motherfuckers' film and shit. Okay. So now that there wasn't, as they put it, enough credible evidence to go with that narrative, now it's y'all only winning because Deion Sanders was y'all coach previously. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up, dog. Real talk. Like, the shit is nonsensical. The shit's nonsensical. Let's talk about this shit in a real way, though. Okay? Talk about this shit in a real way. First of all, let's give credit what credit is due. What Deion Sanders did for our program, is self-explanatory. All right. Out of the 3 seasons we had, we won 2 SWAC championships. And with the 2 celebration bowls, lost both of them. Okay. Won a lot of games. So what he did on the field was self-explanatory. But what has lasted is the brand recognition. Okay. Brand recognition. Having that motherfucking block be in people's face. Having that name, Jackson State, be in people's minds. You understand? Uh, that's lasting. That's lasting. Okay. And brand reco is big, Jack. Brand recognition is big. All right. It's why in my videos I tell y'all to fuck with our sponsor, the King McNeil Collection. That is the King McNeil Collection for all of your fraternity and sorority needs, okay? They are the best in the business. They are number one in the game, okay? So you can go to kingmcneil.com or you can download the app and tell them First sent you. It's a reason why I say that, okay? It's the reason why I tell y'all to fuck with my company, Statement Tees. That Statement Tees, every t-shirt you wear makes a statement. Go to statementteesllc.com and copy something, or if you want something custom, follow us on Facebook, okay? And we'll get you taken care of. Or follow us on Instagram, we'll get you taken care of. Just shoot us a DM, okay? It's the reason why I say those things. It's the reason why when y'all see me post shit, my shorts videos on YouTube, my reels on Instagram, and Facebook, okay? I'm gonna put first letter on them motherfuckers because when them shits go viral, I'm viral again, by the way, right now as we speak on Facebook. Shout out to all the real ones. God bless the real ones, okay? I'm gonna put my motherfucking name on them because yeah, that video might be about some other shit, but I want your ass. Why that bitch going viral? Why you laughing or doing whatever? I want you to see first letter. I want my motherfucking name to be embedded in your mind. That's branding. You know what I'm talking about? I rock this ACAP because I want y'all to think first letter. I put my logo on shit because I want you to think about IG Entertainment. I want you to think about this show, put it on something. That's branding. If you listen to my music, you hear me say first. That's branding. Me calling this shit the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on something. Me naming this bitch. Put it on something. All that shit is branding. So what that motherfucker did in terms of his celebrity, our brand being tied to his brand, up the visibility of our brand. We recognize that. We recognize that. Do motherfuckers think we stupid? We understand that. But that's what was supposed to happen, Jay. That's what was supposed to happen. That's part of the reason you hire a motherfucker like that. So motherfuckers don't be mad because we got what we paid for. Do motherfuckers think we supposed to feel some type of way or deny that we got what we paid for when it came to that? We helped that motherfucker get a degree. We allowed him to start his coaching career, to coach his sons. We allowed him to really gain some goodwill throughout the country amongst black people, particularly. Like he was already wildly popular, but him and that Jakes, they made it some other shit. Like Deion ain't never been thought of no doing it for the people type shit. People started to say those kinds of things about him. So he got shit out of us, but brand recognition going up for us, that was part of the deal. And to that, all I can say is shout out to Ashley Robinson. Shout out, dog. You did your motherfucking thing. Yes, you did. You did your thing, dog. What the fuck motherfuckers expect us to say about that? Huh? That's what was supposed to happen. It's like when one of these companies gets a celebrity to endorse their shit. They expect that the brand awareness to increase. Take the bill, Corona. Okay. Y'all saw plenty of commercials with Snoop Dogg and that shit. Okay. For some reason, Corona felt like we want to use Snoop Dogg in these commercials. Why? Snoop is wildly popular in American culture. Okay. it seemed like across the motherfucking board, Snoop is beloved. Y'all saw him all on the Olympics. Okay. Now, as I pointed out before, Snoop being beloved across party lines and shit too. That shit wild to me because I grew up in the 90s. Okay. I'm an 80s baby, raised in the 90s, in the 2000s. That shit wild to me because that motherfucker was a rebellious figure back then. But now Snoop is, hey, Uncle Snoop, I guess. So Corona said, I want a piece of that. Because when you see Snoop Dogg on your TV, people pay attention. So I want people who may be outside of our base of customers. They see Snoop drinking that or holding that Corona. They're gonna think of us. We're gonna tie ourselves to his brand. Even though Snoop Dogg didn't even drink that shit. He's publicly saying he don't drink this shit. But that's just one example. When you see a celebrity endorsing a product, that company is hiring that motherfucker for a reason, to increase brand recognition. You see companies when you're watching sports, you see this this replay sponsored by this company. Hell, look at all these bowl games coming up. You finna see the Cheez-It Bowl, the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl, the you name it. Hell, I figure out how the fuck I can get me a bowl game. These companies are doing that for brand recognition because they know your ass finna watch some sports. So it's no different with us tying our brand to Deion Sanders' brand. We should have increased brand awareness. And again, I say shout out to Ashley Robinson for that. Now, the fucked up thing about it is how he left talking that shit and besmirching the university and allowing others to do so. That hurt us. That hurt us. I wish some lawyers would have got on that ass because that hurt us. To let motherfuckers think that we stole from him and to let motherfuckers think somebody getting murked on campus every goddamn day and let motherfuckers think you can't breathe the air in Jackson and shit, all this kind of shit that was being said. So like it was a gift and a curse now. The brand awareness increased, but also now when some people hear Jack say, they say, oh, y'all that school fucked over Prime. Like I would love for like one of these youngins who major in marketing to do a study on that and let us know if it was a net positive or a net negative having that man be our coach from a marketing standpoint. Okay. Off the top of my head, I would probably say net positive, given the fact that we're still rolling and recruiting like this. Given the fact that I keep seeing that logo pop up on some of these youngins' lists and shit. Given the fact that when they say I'm blessed to receive an offer from Jackson State, so many of them still be using the Travis Hunter picture or Shadur's picture. Off the top of my head, I would say net positive, but I don't know. One of y'all young boys who are marketing major or might be an OG. I would love to see that research. Okay. But let's not get this shit twisted either. Those coaches are working their asses off. So you can have all the brand recognition that you want. You still got to have a motherfucker behind that shit. You got to have some real folks standing behind the brand who are upholding the brand. Some real motherfuckers standing behind the brand who can counter some of the negatives that came out of that situation with Prime. Some motherfuckers who can walk into these kids' homes and really make an impression on them, who can get on FaceTime with them or Zoom with them and really make an impression on them. Some real motherfuckers who can galvanize the fan base and get the fan base to show up and still lead the FCS in attendance, to get the fan base to get behind shit like JSU by 40 and the KC 1400 Collective and all the older heads, Tiger Fund, all the motherfuckers, all the giving that goes on. So real ass motherfuckers that can coach these young men. What about the coaching? The real motherfuckers who can coach these young men when they show up on campus. Prime ain't coaching these boys no more. Fuck we talking about? Them boys left. Them boys he had gone, Jack. They new boy. For the most part, like all these key boys you seeing. The quarterback, Jacoby Morgan. I ain't see him throw no pass for Prime. Herb Mulligan. When Prime was here, I was saying give Mr. Wilkerson the damn ball. Not give Mr. Mulligan. Terrell. Mr. Guthrie. The Escalade boys. What TC doing? What Coach O doing? Who got them boys striking blockers like that? That Coach Quinn doing. Come on, man. Don't be disrespectful, man. Them men working hard. It is hard being a coach. I used to be a coach. That shit's hard, dog. That shit's hard. These men busting their ass. And I didn't have to recruit. I had to go teach classes. Okay. Woo! But these men got to coach and recruit. With all y'all motherfuckers getting on these phones, getting on podcasts like this, and criticizing. That shit hard, dog. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that now. We're going to give Prime credit for what he did. Okay? He was himself. And he promoted who he worked for. That's what he's doing in Colorado. Who he works for, he's great at promoting who he works for. That's what he does. He ain't promoting us no goddamn O, is it? He promotes who he works for. I bet you some goddamn now. TC Taylor, when he wasn't working at Jack State, he still loved Jack State University. If TC was to goddamn get hired by an NFL team and move on from us, he's still gonna love Jack State University and promote Jack State University. Because this is his shit. So quit playing with this man. Quit playing. Motherfuckers didn't think this shit was gonna keep on rolling. Just say that. Just say that. Okay? Because that's what you said previously. You said it was not going to keep rolling. So don't come up with all the bullshit, man. Yeah, that having that man as our coach helped our brand recognition. It helped when TC or Coach O reaching out to a motherfucker and if we're competing with other HBCUs for that player, hell, if we're competing with some group of 5 motherfuckers for that player, Jackson State is going to register with them before our competitors. In large part because of what we did in the past now. Motherfuckers gotta quit acting like Jackson State did not have a fucking history. Like Jackson State ain't the place where arguably the greatest football player of all time played, Walter Payton. Like Jackson State doesn't have 4 motherfucking Hall of Famers. Like Jackson State didn't dominate the 1980s. Dominate a decade of football in the HBCU realm under W.C. Gordon. Like Jackson State didn't win a black national championship under Coach Carson. Like Jackson State wasn't good under Comedy. Do y'all remember Casey Terrio in there? Huh? Fuck we talking about? I know we had a down time there. It wasn't no 20 years of downtime. It wasn't just stop it. Stop. And even with that, there are some places where motherfuckers don't know about Jackson State. Even amongst the black community. Unfortunately. I know out there on the West Coast and probably up there in the Midwest and Northeast. Some of them folks don't grow up in this shit like we do down south. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in this shit. I can look at my mama degrees right there from Jackson State. Bachelors, masters. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in this shit. Look at my sister's doctorate right there. I grew up in this shit. Grew up, my sister took me to the games. A lot of motherfuckers need other places throughout the country. They don't. I get that. So having that motherfucker as our coach made them say, oh, whoosh, look at that. That's unfortunate. Because motherfuckers need to be, I keep saying it. If you black, just pick you one. I don't give a fuck where you live. You can live California, New York, Michigan, wherever. Pick your HBCU and root for them motherfuckers. We do that shit PWI. We do that shit. We pick one, we root for them, whether we got ties to them or not. Whether you got ties like mine, whether you sat your ass down in the classes like mine or not. I ain't never been in the University of North Carolina. Grew up rooting for them motherfuckers. Okay? We do that shit for the PWIs, but we don't do that for the HBCUs. I argue that needs to change. That hasn't changed, though. So, yes, I know having Deion Sanders as our fucking coach helped us with those kind of people. And, of course, it helped with white folks. But that's what it was supposed to do. You want us to be mad for getting what we paid for? We ain't mad about that, Jack. We mad about that bullshit. We didn't pay for that. The bullshit, his daughter saying bullshit about him allowing motherfuckers to imply that we stole from him. You know what I'm talking about? That Club Shay Shay interview with him and that motherfucker up there coming for us and HBCUs as a whole. All that, we didn't pay for that. We didn't pay for that. I'm still mad about all those things. But I ain't mad about an increase in brand recognition. That's what we paid for. That's what Ashley Robinson hired that man to win games and to increase brand recognition. That's what the fuck was supposed to happen. So stop it. Give these men the credit. Go listen to Coach O's interview on KC 1400. Listen to that man talk about what the fuck they've been doing. Listen to that man talk about the vision for the program. Listen to that man talk about how the cover was left bare from a standpoint of actual players and coaches. Again, you can have a brand all the fuck you want, but you got to have somebody deliver on that shit. You know what I'm saying? You still got to have somebody that can goddamn do the job. Somebody has to do the job. Go listen to him talk about the job. And you tell me, is that just Deion Sanders? If listening to that man in that interview doesn't convince you that, oh, them motherfucker coaching, dog, you just a hater, ain't no help for you. And if that's the case, fuck you very much. Put it on some.
Please subscribe to my daddy's YouTube channel because the more subscribers he gets, the more attractive he looks to sponsors. The more attractive he looks to sponsors, the more money he can make. And the more money he can make, the more money he can spend on me.